These you're just gonna like out the window.
Well, that's how when I think of your questions.
Just hide.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hanson. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Occupational Therapy at the University of Florida.
So first question, what's the weirdest food that you enjoy?
I used to like liverwurst.
Oh,
I don't eat that
goodness.
anymore.
If you could pick a title for a biography about your life, what would it be?
Probably The Outlier.
Would you choose biking or hiking?
Ooh, I like both, but I bike a lot, so biking.
And what's your guilty pleasure song?
Guilty pleasure song, Hotel California.
So I heard you don't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Could you care to explain why?
Well, I do now have a cell phone.
Oh my goodness.
I know, I've kept that under wraps, and I actually took it with me on a couple-day vacation, which is the first.
How is it different having a cell phone being without one for so long?
Well, it's answering people, but I don't answer a lot or very timely. So I'll get round to it.
Nice. So what's one unexpected perk of biking to work every day?
Well, parking. That's not unexpected, that's an expected perk. Unexpected is that you really feel energized when you get to work. And I think that's what's really nice. I'm ready to go because I've hit the weather, whether it's raining or whether it's just a beautiful day. And it's a great way to start the day.
So a lot of the content that you have for the Survey of Diseases and Disability course, you've taken from lived experiences of people with disabilities. Why was it important for you to show students these examples?
I think it becomes a narrative and a story that it's easier to understand the disease if they have an example. And I think a living example is a very powerful one. And it's very important that I think that everybody has an individual experience, but they can maybe better attach information when they have somebody in mind. And I think that that's the value of that. And it's hard to find sometimes those people, but I have 2 new ones coming up. So I'm very excited of making those connections, whether they're patients, friends, whoever they are, but who have different conditions that we can talk about.
So you created a wheelchair basketball club. What was the most rewarding experience of that?
I think getting the students so on board. There was such excitement of getting them as a club, and then they wanted to become better up the hierarchy of being a sports club and getting funding. I think that working with the students really just made it so much more fun, and they just were so enthusiastic. And we had able-bodied players getting into the chairs and jumping in and learning how to play wheelchair basketball, and they understood it was not easy.
So what's your favorite part of working with undergraduate students?
Their enthusiasm for things and not knowing about a lot of different things. They're maybe not necessarily their innocence, but they're so ripe for having these new experiences and being exposed to a lot of different things. That to me is exciting, more at the undergraduate level than even at the graduate level. I think that it's establishing a foundation.
What's one piece of advice that you'd like to share with your students?
I think that it's just really important to be an honest person and true to yourself. And we need to be aware of our abilities, but also things that we can improve and our strengths. But to be honest with ourselves and others, I think is probably having integrity. I think it's a huge, huge thing that we need to still keep on striving for.
So any last thoughts, any parting words that you would like to share?
Parting words. Well, I think that you have become extremely well prepared for this interview. So I think that should be on record because you have obviously done your research. So I wish all students out there would be prepared because it makes it a lot easier for everybody if that's the case.
Yeah, it does pay off. All right, thank you.
Big payoffs, big payoffs.
Thank you, Dr. Hanson.
You're welcome, Lindsay.